Hi YouTube, Bullhorn Betty here. So there was some breaking information. I'm not sure breaking, but definitely new information that came out today on JLR's channel about Don Wells' prior wife, Pamela Wells. And he was going over some information related to an arrest that she had related to controlled substance. And I couldn't help, he even explained like Don Wells's age and Pamela's age is a huge difference. It's a huge, huge difference. And I was very curious, many of us have been assuming that SummerWells, the missing 5-year-old, now 6-year-old out of Rogersville, Tennessee, was potentially SA'd by Don Wells, her father. This came after many allegations from his own family that resides in Utah. Apparently, Don Wells has allegedly assaulted his sister many, many years ago. As we progress in this case and look at new information related to Don Wells' history, his upbringing, how did we get to this point? Where his daughter is missing, where he has, 30 years of criminal conduct spanning across many states in the United States of America, and just really trying to understand his behavior and his past behavior related to his criminal charges and what he's done. Because his daughter is missing, we're wanting to know who we are dealing with in this case. And since Don Wells and Candus Wells have just stated she was abducted, has never come off that abduction, law enforcement is stating that there is no evidence of this abduction even over a year later. Don Wells, Candace Bly, Candace Hare, none of them have been excluded as persons of interest related to the disappearance of SummerWells, which leads me to question that they're persons of interest. Law enforcement has been very vocal that everyone is still a person of interest in this case. SummerWells has not been found. We have no idea where she may be. While many of us hope that she returns safely and unharmed, each passing day makes many of us dwindle in hope. So when JLR showed the picture of Pamela, it concerned me. So I did some research on assault of young male and, how they may react, what they may do as an adult. And here is what I found on that front. Hi guys, this is the article I was referring to, at least one of them. This is from 1in6.org. This is related to people that have been abused and just looking for research because Don Wells has been accused of this type of abuse. And when we talk to psychologists and other professionals, they state this type of action is a taught action. A taught action. That means they learned it from somebody. They were either abused themselves or were taught to perpetrate the abuse on others. Many believe that Don was abused himself as a young, and that's why he was acting on those impulses with his younger stepsister. There are a couple things that I thought were very interesting. So the introduction is up front. We need to acknowledge a couple things. Culture across the globe generally don't respond this question in truly healthy ways. With that said, there is hope. If you have already abused or assaulted an adult, the sad truth is that your situation is much worse. If you have acted on such impulses, the fear, shame, guilt, and other disturbing thoughts and feelings you have or struggle not to experience are totally normal results of such behavior. This is a lot to deal with. It's not fair, but we're not telling you anything you don't already know, even if you usually try not to think about it. Still, we can confidently say this: there is hope. Things can get better. 2 key messages. Whatever brought you to this page, we have 2 very important messages for you. 1, most people who abuse others were abused as a child, but the reverse is not true. Most people abused as a child do not abuse others. The best available research suggests 75% or more of those who commit acts against others were themselves abused as a child. As you see, it is very interesting information, to say the least. If you would like more information, please go to those websites that I just stated in that short clip. I also wanted to dig in a little deeper, and we're going to have a little kicker at the end. So when I saw Pamela, again, the enormous age difference, we know that this kind of behavior is a taught behavior. So you were either assaulted or someone taught you to assault. And many people that have been assaulted become the assaulter. Does that make sense? Many of us have alleged that Don Wells may have been abused. Many people have alleged that they had thought it might have been his stepfather. Then they alleged that maybe it wasn't the stepfather, maybe it was his father. But could it have been a woman that assaulted Don at a young age? Could it have been a woman instead of the male aspect? Because a lot of people during this era didn't want to acknowledge that women could do this type of stuff. And with him marrying a significantly older woman at such a young age, is it because that was what he was accustomed to? And did he go on to perpetrate the same thing that happened to him onto other people? Is that why he left Pamela and went to Candus, where his cycle of abuse now began? We know he was abusive, but where did the SA abuse come from? That's what I'd like to know.